Welcome to another episode of Alan's Collection. Here we have for you two members of the Lugnut gang. One left the gang to join Shredder and the other one stayed. So we might have ourselves here a gang war. So I'll be reviewing these figures to see if I can stop that war. So let's begin! NECA, TMNT, Grunt and Jersey Red. Okay guys, let's check out the outer box for Grunt and Jersey Red, members of the Lugnuts gang. These foes were only seen a few times, and in some cases just once, in the TMNT Toon series back in the 80s, guys. And if they ever do a new series, this Bebop and Rocksteady gang should have their own storyline. It would be very, very cool to see these characters back in action, guys. Just a thought there. Anyways, this is a classic 2-pack window, but we can see the two characters and some accessories. And on the background, we can see the Technodrome guys there. On top of the box, we have the names Grunt and Jersey Red, of course. And below we have the human Grunt on the left, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the middle, and Jersey Red to the right. Now, let's check out the first side of the box. And here we have an image of Jersey Red looking angry, guys. Looking tough. And above we have the TMNT logo, of course. Now, let's check out the back of the box. And here we have the logo of the TMNT on the left and information about the turtles. And then we have other figures you can collect here below. We have Short Gangster and Tall Thug, Rex, and the Mighty Thug and Rhino Man guys. Mighty Hog and Rhino Man guys. Next we have an image of a mutated Grunt and Jersey Red, always looking tough. And on the other side of the box we have human Grunt there and the TMNT logo above. And we're back to the front of the box, guys. Let's check out the blister box. Okay guys, here we have the blister box for Grunt and Jersey Red, and we can see the main figures there, very cool, and the accessories as well. You can appreciate even more all of this stuff that comes with the figures. Now, let's check out the vanilla pose for these figures. Okay guys, here we have Grunt in vanilla pose. And of course, he's a member of the Bebop and Rocksteady gang. And here we have him in his human version. As you can see, the details in the painting application and the structure of the figure are simply awesome. Take a look at the torso. You can clearly see his six-pack. And of course, all the black lines within the six-pack. He's a very muscly guy. You can see the muscles, you can see the details in the chest, arms, and in the lower torso as well. We also can see the chest guard. As you can see, it's grey. It has grey straps, and on the middle, what appears to be a golden button. Very nice. Also, we have a bicep band, arm band, which is also the same color as the button. It's a golden band there, very nice. And of course, what appears to be some shackles as a decoration for his wrist, punk style. And also you can see that he has a large belt, quite a big belt, grey belt with pockets. And of course, the black pants. They do look like stretchy pants, but they are black pants. And we have a couple of knee pads there. Very nice. And we have some boots, water boots. Looks like water boots when you go outside in the rain. Now, checking out the head sculpt. Very cool and nicely crafted head sculpt. And of course, what stands out there is the yellow mohawk. Very, very nicely painted. We can also see some sunglasses there, some glasses there. Very, very cool. And of course, his angry expression. More than angry, probably a threatening expression, guys. So, that's it for the vanilla pose of Grunt, guys. So now, let's check out the articulation. Okay, guys, let's check now the articulation for Grunt. Let's check out the head articulation for Grunt. And the head moves down like this and moves up like that. And the head can also move to the left very nicely. And it also can move to the right also very nicely, guys. Now, let's check out the torso. The torso, you can move it down and move it up. You can move the torso to the left and the torso to the right. As you can see, both the upper torso and lower torso have individual articulation. You can move either the upper torso or the lower torso. Now let's check out the arms, guys. The arm, as you can see, goes forward. It's a bit stiff, maybe because it's new, but it is quite stiff. However, the arm goes backwards. You can move the arm backwards. And then the arm moves out. So let's move to the elbow. As you can see, you can flex the elbow like this. It is a single jointed articulated elbow. Now let's go down and check out the hand articulation. The hand goes down and the hand goes up. Down, up. And you can also rotate 360, full circle. Finally, let's check out the leg articulation, guys. As you can see, the leg moves forward very nicely. Not so much backwards. But the leg goes out very nicely, guys. And we also get a double jointed knee. You can bend it all the way up to here. And finally we have foot articulation. And the foot goes down and the foot goes up. So that's it for Grunt's articulation, guys. Now, let's check the accessories. Okay, guys, here we have the accessories for Grunt. A few accessories. And I think out of all the gang members, the most interesting and perhaps the biggest accessory is this one, Grunt's mutated version. So here we have the mutated lizard version of Grunt, which keeps some of his features like the yellow mohawk. As you can see here, a comparison of the mutated version with the human version of the mohawk. Very nice. And he also keeps his glasses here. And of course his chest guard is there as well. And his shackles in the wrist as well. What I like the most is the lizard tongue that is hanging out. And of course here's the hole here where you have to place the peg so you can carefully mutate your figure, guys. Next we have the weapon, the only weapon that Grunt brings. Apparently the only weapon that he possesses is a sword. And it's nicely painted and it's his weapon of choice, guys. Looks like a Japanese sword. And next we have the interchangeable hands. This first pair are slightly opened or gripping pair. Perhaps you can hold the sword with this ones. But I think this next one, though they look very much alike, I believe they are slightly wider, guys. So I would try to place the sword in these other gripping hands. These are the second set of gripping hands. And that's it for the accessories, guys. These are Grunt's accessories, guys. Very cool. Now let's check out Jersey Red. Okay guys, here we have Jersey Red in her vanilla pose. I very much like how different she is from other figures that I have reviewed. First of all, she has all the features of a gang member, so this is what makes this figure unusual but interesting in a very positive way. So let's start by reviewing her body sculpt. Very nice punk tank top, I would call it. The black punk tank top. As you can see, it reveals the spikes. It reveals the white spikes there. Nicely sculpted tank top, guys. Then we have the lower torso, which is painted really nicely. And the belly button, you don't usually see a belly button in a figure. Her arms painted pink, wrist guards, very cool wristbands, black wristbands, really cool. And then we have classic 80s jeans there. You can see the belt there, the black belt. We see the pockets, the left pocket on the back. It has a brown blanket coming out of the pocket. Then we have the cool brown red cowboy boots, very nicely painted, very nicely sculpted as well. Now let's check out the head sculpt. We have also very distinctive, very nicely sculpted and painted head sculpt. The thing that catches my eye is those piercings in each ear, guys. They look very nicely sculpted, and they have managed to place those piercing in a very small space, which is her ear. Of course, her red hair, very nicely sculpted red hair, punk red hair, I would say, because she has a very unusual hairstyle, which makes her look really badass, really menacing. And of course, her angry face, her threatening face, of course, she is as menacing as the rest of the gang, guys. Now let's check out the articulation for Jersey Red, guys. Okay guys, let's check now the articulation for Jersey Red. And of course, let's start with her head sculpt. As you can see, the head moves down just a tiny bit, up just a tiny bit as well. The head, however, does move to the left very nicely, and to the right almost as nicely as to the left. And that's it for the head articulation, guys. Now let's check out the torso articulation, guys. So indeed, we can move just a bit the upper torso to the left, and just a bit the upper torso to the right. You can move the lower torso to the left, and you can move the lower torso to the right, just like that. You cannot move forward, you cannot move backwards the torso that much, guys. Just almost nothing. Now let's check out the arm articulation. You can move the arm forward very nicely, and you can move the arm backwards very nicely as well. And you can also move the arm out all the way up to here. And here we have elbow articulation. She has a single jointed elbow articulation. You can move the elbow up until here. Finally, for the arm, we have hand articulation. You can move the hand up just a little bit, and the hand down just a little bit as well. But you can do a full rotation of the wrist. And finally, we have leg articulation. You can move the leg a little bit forward, and you can move the leg a little bit backwards. And you can also move the leg out like this. Then we have a single jointed knee. You can bend the knee up to here and back. And then we have foot articulation, guys. You can move a little bit the foot up, and you can move the foot down all the way down to here. You don't have a rocker for her foot, and you don't have toe articulation. So that's it for Jersey Red's articulation, guys. Now let's check out her accessories. Okay guys, let's check now Jersey Red's accessories, guys. Just a few accessories. And let's start with that awesome pistol there. That's Red's pistol from the episode where the gang travels into the future. And of course we can see here a unique design, a futuristic design, of course. Nice colors, very, very cool. Interesting open barrel that it has. Very, very nice, very cool, guys. Next we have the spray can. Of course, a must have for a gang member of the 1980s, guys. Spraying graffiti all over New York City. Now let's check out the interchangeable hands, guys. First we have the open hands or the relaxed hands here. Nicely sculpted. Very cool. And next we have what I believe it's the hand to hold the spray can. And of course it fits very nicely, as you can see here. This hand is for you to display Jersey Red holding the spray can. And finally we have the weapon gripping hand. This gripping hand is used for holding the futuristic Red's pistol. So this completes her accessories, guys. Very, very cool. Grunt. He's a member of the Bebop and Rocksteady's gang. Well, he becomes a mutant lizard, so he transforms into this big green lizard, keeping his features intact, like the mohawk, his glasses and all his weapons and stuff. And of course, he has contributed to the gang quite a bit. In regards to Jersey Red, she also was a member of the Bebop and Rocksteady's gang. In the episode Gangs All Here, she briefly almost had a fight with April when April was trying to go undercover dressed as a gang member. Jersey Red also appears in Once Upon Time Travel when Shredder wants to go into the future, takes Jersey Red and other members of the gang to fight the turtles in the future, and that's where you see Jersey Red with the futuristic weapon, pistol. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this review. We have here Jersey Red and Grunt. Very cool figures. And do not forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next on Alan's Collection.